Hey y'all, we're back again. As you can tell, we have the One Pot Podcast with
One
us.
pot?
But that's my best friend Shenielle.
And that's my best friend Shenielle.
We out here.
This is
Guys,
the One Pot
introduce
Podcast.
yourselves.
Well, I mean,
It feels weird because we're never on camera.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Trev, hi.
that's my boy Trev, CN.
It's my boy Don.
Ben.
This is Dennis. Introducing ourselves.
No, we're trying to do it how we do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's my best friend Shenielle. That's my friend. Oh, that's my boy Trevor.
all four of us together, we are the One Pot Podcast, guys.
Yeah.
I want to thank nellexnelly for bringing us on. This is a wonderful opportunity, and it's a privilege, into our next step forward towards this internet/YouTube world. So you guys watch out for us. We coming.
They coming.
At One Pot Podcast.
On all social medias, and where can they find you?
SoundCloud.
Stitcher,
Stitcher.
iTunes.
iHeartRadio.
Google Play.
Google Play. OnePotPodcast.com. We
global.
We're here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Literally, you guys,
Twitter,
if you have not
Facebook.
heard their podcast, they are taking the world by storm. And I'm
Yes.
so proud of them.
So basically, One Pot Podcast is, four Caribbean American men coming
Yes.
together, giving our perspective on politics, news, entertainment, everything going
Life.
on in life.
Yep. We're here. We're a podcast for the people,
Yeah.
of the people, but I would say bad people.
And when does
Okay,
it
people.
usually post? When do you
Every
guys
Monday
post?
morning.
20 right here.
Yeah.
Every Monday morning we drop
Yes.
like around 6 o'clock in the morning. So
We're getting a new episode.
definitely subscribe and listen.
Yes,
It's fun.
we're here worldwide, guys. So no matter what country you are in the world, we're here
Yeah.
for you.
Shout out to Spain.
Yeah. Yep. Shout out to Israel.
And
Yes.
do you listen?
Yeah. Shout out to Malaysia,
Yes.
Russia.
Bosnia.
Good old US of A.
You feel me? You-
local.
Yeah.
America.
we love it there.
Jamaica.
Yardman style. I want to shout
Yeah.
out to my people out there in Kuwait, in Kyrgyzstan. My people in the Middle East who've been supporting us. So thank you for the love and the support. We're gonna keep doing it.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
Yes.
so you heard it. Look them up. Listen to their podcast. We are actually making a guest appearance on one of their podcasts as well. So look out for that. This week, we are having a discussion that we felt would benefit our video to have their opinions on.
Yeah.
Because, it's a lot of female energy. So we're bringing in the males this week because we're talking about...
Can
He finished his wine already. He can't even
Well,
get to
hold
the
on.
topic yet.
Matter of fact, let us do this. We have invited them over for our
You ready for the
wine.
other?
We invited them over for our wine time this week, and before we finish it,
Yeah, we
I
switch
want to
it up,
go
yo.
ahead.
I thought we just wine. We doing something else. Hey,
So we're
I came for
doing.
the free wine.
I got wine coolers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take y'all anywhere.
But this week we have one of my favorite, a Riesling. This is by Schmidt Shroom. It is awesome. You
Shout out
guys,
to Schmidt.
right? And then we also have a red wine, which I know this is our first time debuting red wine, but it is one of my favorite, and I thought for the guys it'd be very perfect for them. And this one here is a soft red blanc by Ménage à Trois.
That's right.
Oh.
We definitely making that happen sometime.
Careful with the
this
wine,
week.
Sian.
Oh no, we ain't gonna spill.
Don't spill the wine.
That's alpaca.
That's alpaca.
Oh, hold up. Experience Ménage à Trois Silk, a smooth, seductive red blend that caresses you with every sip.
So
Ooh,
people are
Really
allowed,
selling it.
Come on
people
now.
are allowed to do that when they make your food.
Hey.
This
Yes.
week's video is: Can men and women be friends?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
seriously.
I mean, very, 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 very
I
tough
just
one.
feel like
I was like, oh no.
I'm just saying.
What happened?
You're like, am I supposed to say that
Trevor's
Pop
like,
the
"Let
glass
me out."
cleaning.
Okay, well, first of all, Shenielle, what do you think?
My thoughts on it. I initially felt like men and women can be just platonically friends, but I believe that there has to be a level of communication on both parties' ends. As far as understanding, where the lines are drawn. Because I have had some friends, male friends, where it's like, yeah, I'll be your friend. But 2 years on the line, something, they want to throw a pass or they're inquiring as if, oh, how are you guys?
Yeah, and for future reference, for any friends out there who's throwing passes, they ain't no wide receivers over here. There ain't nobody catching no balls. There ain't no umpire. There ain't no goalkeeper over here. So, all them things you be throwing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for real, you'll get stopped.
So says the husband.
But I do actually have one friend that I have made on my own outside of my marriage that is very successful, and he's very respectful of my marriage and everything. So on that case, I do say that.
Is that me? Oh.
It's not one of us, right?
No, because you guys are like family.
Wait, you guys are not outside the marriage.
Yeah.
You guys are friends with both of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, I see what you're
And I
saying.
mean, and he is my
I was like,
he
what?
is
I was like-
Cian's friend. It's Ron.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ron, shout out Ron. He just had a baby.
Yes.
Yo, shout out to Ron.
Congrats.
Yo, the sauce.
But that's what I
Yeah.
said. He's probably the only one that I could say I have seen, and he has never done any other passes. It's just completely friendship.
I want to say, based on the topic, I would have mixed feelings about this topic because, in the sense that, I mean, coming from the male perspective and from where I am in my life and the type of people I'm around, it's very tough to say because I can say I hang around females at work women at work. Thank you, Janelle. Ladies, grown women at work who sometimes you can see the ones who really, really wants a friend and the ones who has special
Ulterior motives.
Ulterior motives. And I want to jump ahead of the curve with this one. I think based on if you're in a relationship or not is how this conversation may be viewed. I'm just saying this from my perspective because on a single playing field, you find that most men and women in the single playing field is difficult because most guys, and I'm not trying to bash male in the whole, we have ulterior motive. You know what I mean? Some of us may say we want to be friends with a girl, and we're trying.
Looking at me for? Yeah, hold on. It's a conversation.
I'm sorry, he's directing it to you.
Yeah.
You were looking at me too?
Because I was looking that way.
I didn't feel guilty, Janice.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty, but like I'm sitting here.
We're all looking at each other.
I'm just looking blindly this way, and all of a sudden I see.
I'm looking at the camera.
Wait, so that's now go ahead. Say what you say.
Now, what I'm thinking is like I hear your point as far as men having ulterior motives, but honestly, it's more of a natural motive. Like a single man is going to want to be with a single woman.
That's true.
So naturally, you're already gonna face that challenge if you're not trying to get with that person. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
there's gonna be something that naturally comes up.
But the reason why I say ulterior motive
But
because
does that apply to every man and woman? You see a woman and just because she's single, you want to be with her?
Hold up.
No, that's the reason why we got this topic right.
It's like you're laying the base, all right? It's like you are getting involved with somebody that is single, and as a man, you're going to have some type of attraction. That's gonna happen
To any woman.
Well, look,
hold on.
Let me say, I want to say
that you're getting to know
let me say
on a friendship level.
Yeah.
You're going to
all right. Look,
get into that realm.
Yeah, look, I have a problem. I'm gonna say it like this. This is my issue. You know, have you noticed my wife is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Her friend is beautiful, right? Personally, I don't, and don't judge me. I don't hang around ugly females. So not to hurt nobody's feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I am consistently around attractive women. Now, in that being said, is not everybody can be around an attractive woman
and keep your hands to yourself
and keep it
and
real
not want them.
and not want them. You
just
feel
because
me?
she's attractive doesn't mean that you want her.
And I throw the word attractive out there because I would say this for guys, we don't hang out with ugly girls.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just yeah.
But there's more than all right. That girl's ugly. It's like I don't hang out with dumb girls. You know what I'm saying? It's like there has to be more. There's more to it.
Hold on. We're generalizing right here. So let me go ahead and explain my insight on it. You have to exercise a certain level of restraint when you're dealing with women. Granted, you'll run into a girl and be like, damn, she's bad, stuff like that. But you could, like, as a male, I can say that and leave it completely at that. You feel me? Because as you grow, there's more to it than just that.
Yes.
So then you believe that men and women can be friends.
Yeah, yes. I honestly believe. I have a lot of female friends that are like super pretty. Yes. I don't want them. You feel me? Like
at some point in time, did you ever want them?
No.
Okay.
Because I have that level of restraint for myself.
Yeah.
Like I have some where, like, at some point in time, like it was like that. But like beforehand, like some of them I don't either, because I just put that level of it for myself.
And I mean, I'm happy Dennis is saying that, because personally, me as a man in relationship, I've been married for going on to 14 years this year. But even under the retrospect before, I'm not saying as a man I wouldn't want a one night stand, but that's never typically my move. You know, my goal for anybody who comes into my life, you know, I like the courting phase. Even so, like, I like to know you at least take you out 2 or 3 times first before I go for the home plate.
That is honestly the best phase.
No, because that's just my thing. You feel me?
Why you trying to protect the clicks? Yeah.
No, because I mean,
I'm trying to talk right now.
Yeah, no, because I'm in the. That's just how I feel, because I do feel like, and this is my opinion, for anybody who wants to do any form of relationship, you have to be friends first, because if I'm going to be with somebody I can't be cool with, you feel me, on different levels, it's not going to work for a relationship. So I do personally say, for anybody who wants a relationship and in any form or shape, you need that friendship role. You need to be friends. You need to be understanding. You need to be able to waver.
But here's a common misconception is with that as well. You can be friends first. Yeah. You got to understand there's that person as a friend, and then there's that person in a relationship as well. It's still two completely different people.
True.
So that kind of ties into how I feel about this topic. I actually have a lot of male friends, and I always get crap for it. Every guy that I might date or look at me will be like, oh, but you know, you're friends with this guy. Does that mean that you're messing with him? Oh, you're friends with that guy. Like, what does that mean? I have so many guy friends, but just because I have a guy friend that looks good, and I can tell you this person is attractive, but it doesn't mean that I'm attracted to them. Number one. Right. And then number two, just because I have a friend that is attractive doesn't mean that I would ever want to date them. I have so many male friends, and the way that they speak in front of me, it's like, damn, why would anyone ever want to date you? Why would anyone want to be with you? And they know it. They know it, because a lot of men, you know, when they're not there yet, when they're not there on that maturity level, they're dogs. They just want to, you know, hit it and quit it. Cool. Oh, yeah. But as a woman who is a friend of theirs, I hear all of this stuff. Why would I put myself in that situation? So I do have a lot of, you know, male friends, and yeah, they're attractive, but does that mean that it's going to go further than that?
No. Quick question. If a male that's in that perspective mindset is considered as a dog, what would you call a female?
Ooh.
What do you mean?
Like the same mindset, the hit it and quit it mindset, what would you call a female?
She's a hoe.
See,
no, I think
a hoe is a generalization of both.
No, I think it's very equal. If you're gonna call a guy doing that a dog, if they're dogging girls out, then it's the same thing with a girl. If she's dogging guys out, if guys don't know what they're getting themselves into, the same way that girls don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Are you trying to
what
say
if they're dogging each other out?
No, because
that's a pregnant female dog.
Yeah, he's trying to do. He's trying. I understand what Dennis is saying. It's a retrospect of it. Yeah, because I mean. In a sense, because I see it both ways. Because as being married, I've met females who look at me and was like, "Oh, woman, thank you." I do apologize for that. For us being like, "Oh, you know, you're cool," and you sitting here and you be at work or whatever, and they be nice to you and you're talking to them and, "Oh, how you doing? Oh, you nice?" You know, give you a compliment. "Oh, your makeup looks beautiful today." Then you get this I am that says, "Oh, you said my makeup is beautiful. So what you trying to go on this date?" And you're more like, "Nah, bro, I just thought your makeup looked nice. Makeup looked nice." You feel me? And then
and I think that's also another thing with today's generation is that, like, between my husband and I, we are both very nice, genuinely nice genuinely friendly people that give people compliments that wouldn't necessarily be your everyday compliment. Like letting people know, especially girls, I'll let them know, you are beautiful, honey.
Yes.
You know, and if there's nothing more than just a friendly comment. And people are like, well, that means she must like me. Or he must want me. Or
with females, it's a little bit different.
Women.
Like women. Sorry, we're looking bad right now.
Yeah.
But,
I know we're losing.
but with women,
We're good. We're good.
With women, like when women give compliments, it's a lot easier to be received as just a compliment than like, let's say, like if a male gives a compliment to another male. Like we have to be very specific. You're like, yo, where you get that bracelet? Yo, I like that. You feel me? Or those shoes, I like that. If I walk up and I'm like, yo, your whole outfit's on point, son. You feel like something like that? Then it's like, why?
Because I didn't take anything from
No, but
that.
Dennis has a good point because there's I'm not saying women do anything of that nature. I want to. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Should I get it right?
Now,
don't judge me. All right, I'm drinking wine, guys. The redness is kicking in. But I want to say it like this in the sense that for when a guy looks at a woman and give them a compliment, there's the two things I can say. I'm happy that there's still ladies out there who can appreciate just a compliment to be a compliment. But most women take it two ways. It's either you're trying to holler at me or you're gay. It is like the two retrospect, because if I look at a beautiful woman, I'm like, okay, I'm loving your outfit. You look nice for me. He was looking on point. I love the outfit, and your makeup is kicking. Like I gave you a full body compliment. It's like, because you just kind of get, if you looked at me and gave me a compliment and didn't holler at me, it's like you're gay. But if I looked at you and just give you the compliment, and I try to throw this in there because I'm married, I want to say, look, from a married man perspective, you look beautiful. And I like to throw that one out there because that's very important.
Normally for me, I just be like, yo, I like your shirt. I'm like, thank you. And I'll turn around and walk away. Just like that. Just that way, it's taken as a compliment.
Yes,
because if you linger, then it's seen as something else. You feel me? I just like, I like shirt. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. And just turn around and walk away. Because if you sit there and like you look like you're trying to entertain more of a conversation, then it's seen as something else, as opposed to you just being nice, which causes an entire another situation that you weren't really trying to be a part of.
Yep.
But it ends up happening anyway, and it's easier for a male to basically go through that type of situation than it is for a female, because a woman can give a compliment. And it can be seen as just a regular compliment, as opposed to a male giving a compliment.
Male.
Like, oh, I think he was just trying to, holler at me or whatever, and stuff like that. But it's a double standard.
But it is a double standard. It's a very thin line. It's not a line that, and it goes both ways.
Exactly where we were trying to get at.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
So, Uncle Trevor, what do you think?
I kind of agree with everything, but also depends on, on guys, it depends on us too. Sometimes we are approaching beautiful ladies and half of us wants to say, yo, is she single? Maybe she is. But the other half is like, oh, she's pretty, that's nice. Anyway, so today's Tuesday. So it's like you just walking past it, but it always depends on their attraction. It depends on the person's point of view.
So apart from compliments, do you think that men and women can be friends?
Of course.
Yes.
Like I have so much lady friends. I almost said it.
But
I have so much lady friends, but like they know that, hey, this is on a friend tip. This is on a family tip. This is on hey, me and you, we do not link together.
You see, and I think that is one thing. You see, Uncle Trevor, he has always
Well, disclaimer.
I am 40.
Yeah.
It doesn't look it, but
don't cry.
But you see, Uncle Trevor has always been a very upstanding, respectable man. Ever since the moment that I met him, that is who he has exuberated.
Yes. Sorry.
No, but it's the truth. And you see, those are the type of characteristics that you don't see in today's day and age. Exactly. So,
because like sorry to cut you, but when I first met you, I met you through one of my mom's friends,
Yes.
and was like, oh, she seems cool. Oh, she likes music too. Oh, shit, you made. Oh, cool. I was already thinking of. I kind of approached girls I like differently. If I saw you, I was, oh, you're cool. Yeah. I didn't even know you were in a relationship. I don't know nothing. I was like, oh, you seem like a cool person.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like doing, being cool with the person before. He's like, you know what? I like her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me see. There's more to it.
And sure, I'm happy you said that because to me, beauty is only skin deep.
Exactly.
This is my entire point. Just because somebody looks good does not mean that you want more from them. You can be friends with them.
You have to go through a certain level of crazy before you even like enter into that type of
you don't.
Well, actually, you don't.
No, but let me say this.
It's not that I do. I did. I did. But like it's like how he said, it depends on how your perspective on the entire thing.
And I'm happy I didn't use.
I'm not about to do that.
Why you gotta ask Shenielle just for it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So look, on the retrospect, what Dennis is saying, and I feel like Dennis is right, and it's there's this thing that I realize for guys that we do, and we're the reason why women feel the way we feel is that we have to issue a disclaimer first. If there's not a disclaimer being issued first, is that we're gonna be taken to the point like this guy's trying to get with me. It's like we have to come in saying to you guys, look, I just want to be friends. It's if you don't come in and say we're trying to be friends, it's like we're considered having a hidden agenda.
Like, yo, I'm not trying to holler at you or anything, but you look good.
Because Trevor did say something. He was like, the females that the women. Oh, see, that's not me saying it. That's the women that
I'm winning.
he's around. No, you know,
I ain't break.
That he's just friends. It's platonic. But I want to understand, like, how do they know that? Are you just like letting them know, or is it just like assumed?
And wait. And can I interject real quick? I want you guys to understand this. From a male's perspective, when they're initially saying, you know, I just want to be platonically friends, immediately, we've had this conversation before on our channel, where we're like, oh, he's friend zoned me. And we kind of say,
okay, listen, I don't live in the friend zone, so it's not like... But I'm good with that. Like, I feel like people who have an issue being friends with either male or female, see, I use it correctly because clearly you guys don't know how to use it. You can't call men and then women females. Like, no. But I feel like people who have issues being friends with other genders, it's because you're so hard up for something. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you don't regard people as human beings. You regard them as meat. You regard them as what can they do for me and what can I get from them. So to me, when a man tells me he doesn't have any like friends that are women, or he doesn't, he's never had women who are friends except for family, it's immediate. It's a red flag.
See,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
But sometimes it's due to the fact that you have males that don't know how to interact with females, and you have females that don't know how to interact with males. It's not always the fact of like, oh, you know what you can do for me. Like, I know males that generally cannot talk to girls because they don't know what to say.
If that's the case, those aren't the men that I'm speaking about, because I have had conversations with men who they are extremely popular, but they just do not have friends who are women. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And they've never had it. Even family friends, they will not have a woman as a friend. And it says to me that you do not value women for what they can bring to your life.
Every female that's trying to be their friend, that's tried to be their friend has thrown themselves at them. Because I have male friends that are like that too. Like, every girl that's tried to be their friend has thrown themselves at them.
But guess
to the point where they just like, they're like, you know, I'm good. You feel me?
But I also have that situation because I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I'm an attractive woman. So I have men in my life who try to be more than friends, but as long as I say no, that's not happening, that's the end of the story. If you want to stick around and be my friend, then you can do that. But as long as you know that it's not going past that, that's just what it is. So I'm not going to sit here and say I can't be friends with a man, even if he does find me attractive and want to have sex with me. That's not my business.
That is
Well,
true.
well,
No, I mean it is true. It at that point it is a personal thing. It is very much personal because you can't change the way somebody feels, but you have to understand that's the way the person feels for you to move forward. Now, I mean, Dennis said something that's very important. Hold on, baby. Let me give you a moment. Let me just this part. Dennis said something that was important, and Janelle said something that was important as well. You see, for guys who's never had the opportunity to experience a friendship of a woman, it's completely different. So you can't expect them to know what it takes to be around a woman and being able to handle what a woman has to offer away from just her sexual endeavors.
Exactly.
You feel me? Now I can say based on the fact that I've had a lot of women in my life, not just my own personal relationship, but women friends. A lot of women out there really just want a friend. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, a lot of guys out there just really want a friend too. It's just that there's this hidden lining that society has basically put down for us that, look, for a man and a woman to be friends without anything there, any sexual gain, something is wrong with each individual. And it's like, no, it's not. Because of that narrative is one of the reasons why I want to say the decline in marriages happen.
That's that 1950s mentality.
No, I mean, and it's 1950s, but what it's doing is it's pulling people away. It's because you're consistently expecting someone to give something to you when nobody's supposed to be giving you anything. Anything you're supposed to be gaining in life, you're supposed to be working for it yourself. What you need is support. But people is so built up is like, okay, this person have to be bringing this to the table or giving me this for me to be sustained as a human being. Is why men right now in this generation, I'm not saying for our generation a little bit different because we came from that generation. Sherwood has a shirt that says, I need a relationship like 90s R&B.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? And I want to say 90s R&B. Hold on. Let me address the 90s R&B first. Because what 90s R&B was telling a guy, instead of you going up to a girl and trying to get her into the back of the room, like right now, let's get to know her first. Let's get you to. It's like
wine and dine and the loving.
Well, no, I'm not trying. Wine and dine leads to the main attraction. But what I'm talking about.
Say what?
What I'm talking about is layers on an onion. When you see an onion, you never can eat the first layer. Not saying it's not edible, but you don't want to eat it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's that papery outside of it. What you want to do for you to get to the good part of the onion, you got to peel that first layer off. It's like a relationship. The first layer is a friendship. If you can't establish a friendship,
a legitimate
friendship. The second layer of the onion, when you peel it off, ain't gonna be no good. It's just gonna be regular seasoning.
See, but
you feel me?
With that whole 90s R&B perspective, that it goes into a whole different direction though. Because with the whole 90s R&B perspective, it was okay. She looks good. I'm trying to lock that down so I can keep it. But first, I'm gonna get to know her first.
All right. Wait, hold on.
So you had some songs that were like, hold on.
Connoisseur, talk to us.
I'm talking. Okay,
please.
wait. So because I wore a shirt
To the camera.
Yeah. I wore the shirt. Way I take relationships are first, of course, friendships.
Yes.
As I approach my significant other right now, we became friends first. I ain't even say even if she looked good or not. I'm just saying, oh yeah, you're a cool person. Then we got to hang out. Then we got to know each other more. Then we start to realizing me and her kind of match on a physically and emotionally and level. Intellectual level. Thank you. Okay. Cheers.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheerio.
Yeah. And we grew into a beautiful relationship. So it like
however,
what?
You do have, women friends who you have gotten to know on a friendship level, and it never went further than that, correct?
Yes,
right.
And
can I say something real quick?
Go on.
So my thing is like there's two parts to it. There's an attraction that you should have for all your friends. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with me being attracted to a female that is my friend.
Yeah.
Because I admire them or I like yo, you're really doing your thing. Women's. I didn't refer to a male yet. So I can use the female term. Am I correct?
Women.
I guess I use women.
Okay, you ain't winning that one, dog.
There are women that I do admire and I, look to them for inspiration. Because I see them doing the thing, I'm like, that's great. you're a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the world in what we're in today is kind of got all mixed up to where if she's my friend, I must have an ulterior motive to be sexual with her.
And that's
I don't think
false.
you should. Yeah,
That's false.
That's how males are perceived, though.
Yeah.
No, like if a dude is being nice to a female, 9 times out of 10, it's like, yo, you trying to smash.
But
that's
the
thing. And then the second that you're not, then it's like, okay, he's actually a nice guy. But you got to go through that whole freaking trial period just to get to that point. As so you have other people who you can just have a normal conversation with, and then it's not seen as anything more. But as a male, usually 9 times out of 10, it's seen as that out the gate.
Okay, so I've explained to you how a man can be attracted to a friend that's a woman. In your sense, I want to understand too. If you have a man that is your friend, is there any type of attraction intellectually? Or beyond physical.
I think that's human nature. If you find something admirable in somebody, to be attracted to that. So yeah, I think that's normal, but that doesn't automatically mean I want to have sex with you.
Understand?
No, I know, and I want to say this. Well, I mean, I'm happy that Trevor brought his relationship when we talked about the '90s R&B thing, because if there's one thing that we can say we really understand from the '90s. Is that even if you and a girl start off, because you guys start off about being a friend, if you guys don't take it to the next level, you still have a friend at the end of the day. What this generation is right now is if you see a girl, you're not trying to get to know the person, you're trying to get to the main objective. You just leave something lost in chaos. And all that's doing, it's not teaching the next generation anything right. I feel like instead of us growing, I feel like we're actually destroying the good soil that we were planted in.
What the previous generation can say about ours, though, because they were a generation that was built on marriage and stuff.
I kind of also feel like, piggybacking off of what Cien said, like when you do have a friendship that stemmed from something more, like you might have somebody who you decided like, oh, you're attractive, I want to pursue you. The person decided you're attractive, I want to pursue you. You guys start getting to know each other because you want to eventually end up in a relationship or somewhere along those lines, right? At some point, you decide that you're not actually attracted to this person. You're attracted physically, but there's nothing behind it.
Yes.
I feel like this generation doesn't decide to say, okay, well, it didn't work out in that end, so let's just keep it as friends. This generation is just like, I'm a ghost. I don't want to talk to you no more. You can't do nothing for me. I'm not gonna smash. Bye.
You wasted my time.
This is what I understand, because like we just set the base, like for there to be a friendship, there has to be attraction, either intellectually, there could be physically. Yeah, there's attraction beyond the physical.
I want to say what I was saying before. You could sit there and you could be friends with the person, but the second that you start dating them, you learn about a different person. There's the person that's your friend.
Dating is past a friendship.
Yeah,
I want you to understand this. But you
gotta understand, like you having somebody as a friend, you have them as like in their emotions as a homie. And you have them in their intellect as a homie.
Yes.
Then you have somebody that you're dating, you have them in their emotions as a homie and somebody that you're dating. Both of those combine into something else. So that person's mental state is completely different from just the one that's
It's not different. I wouldn't say it's different. I think it's more complex.
I'll give you that.
In a marriage,
it's more complex.
Your wife is not just one person.
No,
they're not. Your wife is not just one thing.
Your wife is not just one person.
Hold on. Shout out to all the couples out there who role play. My wife is people.
You know, if you push that button, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like taking it from your perspective. You have your perspective when you guys are having a conversation about like regular things, like regular everyday things, and then you have your perspective when you guys are talking about things pertaining to your relationship.
Yeah.
So as far as those, that's two different aspects of one person.
Well, I mean,
you feel me? Like when you're just somebody's friend, you pretty much get that mental state. You don't have the luxury of indulging into that emotional one. Granted,
You do.
No, you do. I'm saying the
physicality
physicality was missing. You do get the emotional.
No, there's an emotional mind state, and there is a regular mind state to it too.
I don't know.
Because you can sit there and have an intellectual conversation with somebody and not tie emotion into it.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
that's one conversation. That's not a friendship.
Yeah.
No, see, but that's how you can have it with your friends.
No, but
You feel me? Like I can have an intellectual
You're talking about really surface
conversation.
friendship,
Right,
though.
No.
right.
We're
I
talking
think
very
that's the
serious.
problem.
You're talking about like acquaintances,
Yeah,
like,
that's
hey,
two
what
different
up?
things.
No, if it's
Like, what about
acquaintances,
a real
if
friendship?
it's acquaintances, we're not having a conversation. We're just gonna be like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, but if
Blah,
you
blah,
have a
blah.
conversation-
okay, that's good. Why?
But
Stuff
the
like that.
conversation you have with someone, it's not gonna be surface. It's gonna be like, yo, at my job, blah 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 happened, and there's gonna be emotion in that.
See, but there's a difference between, dang, we sat there and we talked for hours. She's really smart, That's cool. And leaving it at
That's
that.
not a
And
friendship.
a
I don't think
different,
that's a
hold on,
friendship.
and a difference to, damn, we sat there talked for 2 hours. Damn, she's smart. Dang,
Yeah,
and then
she's
you
cool.
got your emotional ties to that as well. You can
I
do
think
both.
I think part of Dennis's problem is that what you're talking about is
Uh-huh.
not you're not speaking about the right things as a friend with this person. So when you
Yeah.
get in a relationship with them, it's a completely different person because you
Mhm.
haven't gotten to that level where you should have known them as a friend. So like for example, when I go on a first date with somebody, one of my first questions is, what did you learn from your last relationship? Because that tells you so
That's
much.
actually a really
This
good
depth,
question.
Yeah, it tells you so much
That's a
about a
really good- you
person
gotta go
because they can sit there and bash their ex for like the entire night and be like, oh, and she did this and she did that and da da da. But at the end of the day, that teaches you like, okay, he's not really
There's no
mentally.
accountability. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't learn anything because he's blaming everything on her. Whereas when you go into a relationship, you learn, regardless of whether you dislike this person after you're done with them or not. They messed you, they screwed up. However it goes, you learn things about yourself.
Mhm.
You learn things about the other person. You
Mhm.
learn things about what you don't want in the future. You learn things about what you do want in the future. Like it teaches you so much to be in a relationship with somebody. I think that your problem is that you're dealing with like not enough depth in the friendship.
See,
Before
but
you-
the thing
you
is,
go somewhere
you
else.
described exactly what I was talking about. It's not a problem though. The thing is, it's like I said, it's two different things. You have the friend, and then you have the person that you get into the relationship.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Dennis.
When you're getting into the relationship with that person, you learn to cater to that person's emotion as well.
Well, Dennis, I'm gonna say this.
Am I
Wait,
correct?
hold on.
Agree.
Okay, so that ties into exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, hold on.
Because
Without the liquor kicking in my system. Let me say
The wine,
The
the
wine.
wine.
No, that's liquor, bro.
This
Say-
is
The wine.
Yo, while the wine is kicking in my system and I'm getting hot and
no
bothered,
telling.
I want to say
Hot
like
and bothered?
I want to say this in my retrospect. All my friendships that I've ever had, if I considered you a friend, I am emotionally attached to you.
Yeah.
I agree.
to a certain level.
Because you care about the person.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
there's
you
Right.
I'm gonna show you something. For me,
Hold on,
Because
let's
we
say
want
no.
the
Let's
person
understand.
still.
Let's understand where this is coming from because I don't know where this is
wait,
coming from.
let me
I can explain myself. That's the thing.
for me,
So
for a
please
male.
do. No, wait,
Yeah,
Sian,
I want to
please let
understand.
him
I
explain.
understand what you're saying, Sian. I understand what Dennis is
Yeah,
saying.
go on.
Okay, so like, there's a difference. Like, I can sit there and be like, "Yo, Cien,
Yes.
I love
Yes,
you," and you know for a fact I love you as a brother.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Look at the
That's
camera.
where you're taking the perspective. I can tell you the
The
same
camera,
thing.
the camera.
I love you. You
Love
know
the
for a fact
camera.
that
Love
I
the
take.
camera.
I'm speaking to
Speak to the
people
camera.
though.
Speak to the
But
camera.
like, you know for a fact, I love you as a brother. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Mhm.
Now, when you say that to somebody that you're involved with, granted, it's still love, but it's two different types of love.
Of course.
You feel
There's two
me?
different type of love.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say both of them are the same thing.
Well, then
But nobody
because
did.
you're using
Nobody
you're
did.
using.
I'm gonna say this. There's one special ingredient that's missing
Go ahead.
between a regular friend and a full grown relationship.
It's the passion.
It's not passion because I'm passionate as a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to
all
say
there.
this.
That's
The
true.
Passionate
only
as a friend to what aspect?
To every aspect, like I'm
it's
like
possible. Like that is
Every
Like you messing with my friend, I'm coming
I'm
for you.
gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna use this as passionate. I'm gonna use this passionate. All right. If I'm gonna say if we're driving in Florida,
Yeah.
right, and I'm in West Palm Beach, and you broke down in Key West, if you're my boy,
I'm driving to Key West.
to Key West to come get
That
you.
is your dedication as
No,
a
that's
friend.
no, that's
Let me-
passion.
let me-
That's your that's your dedication and love as a friend. Now, as far as that goes, as far as passion as a friend is concerned, is if you got jumped and I got upset and I wanted to do something about it. That is my passion as a friend.
Yes.
To want to protect you.
Yeah.
That is a different level than you actually having some type of love for a different person. It's still love.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different category.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna show you. This is me. We're gonna use balance levels right now.
Go ahead.
The only difference between a personal relationship between me and my wife is my friend is this notch right here.
Thank you.
That we're sexually
He
connected.
said this notch.
That's
He said
correct.
thank
That's
you.
the only
Because
notch.
look, here's
That's the
he
only
said
notch.
example.
He literally
I said,
said
you like
this
that one,
notch
right?
and he said thank you.
Here's another
The only
example.
difference is this notch. Thank you.
Here's an example.
Come on,
Here's
guys.
an example. Let me give you an example.
Y'all
Okay?
wilding right now.
We talked about the attraction of
Okay, guys,
male to female. If I see Trevor and I see Sid, I see Dennis, the first thing I do is what? Yo, what up?
Yeah, you get that love.
I embrace you physically.
Yeah.
Not on some gay stuff, but
Yeah, my
physically
dude.
as a brother, I embrace you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like, I love
that's
you.
our love as a brother.
And like Sia said, there's only that much difference.
Yeah.
Well, you did this here, but this
No, I mean,
So,
like
okay,
this.
now
No,
my example is when you go home to your wife.
Yeah.
What's different?
Sex.
I please her sexually.
yeah.
So immediately when you go home, you please her sexually.
But I'm also her friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the only difference is that
So
Yeah.
you don't give her a hug, tell you miss her for the day, stuff
Yes.
like that. You
The
just
same
like
thing I
immediately go home.
Come
Yeah.
on, Dennis. What are you talking
Like,
about?
yo, alright, so,
that's
yo,
exactly,
it's
that's
two-
exactly the point.
It's two different.
No, Dennis,
it's
what you're saying is wordplay. Because if you're my boy, this is how I ask this question to my wife and how I ask this question to my boy. Listen, I want you to listen to Keely. Yo, baby, how was your day at work?
It was good.
I missed you all day.
I missed you too.
All right, boom. This is my boy. Yo, boy, what up? Yo, how was work today, dog?
Yeah.
You feel me?
What did you leave out of that?
Baby.
I miss you.
No. What else did you leave out of that? Thank you.
But you said no.
Thank you.
Trevor, I should have to say, Trev, I miss you. Because
Yeah,
I know, like, Trevor knows, like, yo, it's been a minute.
I'm not gonna call you baby.
Come on.
If I'm texting you, like, yo, Trev,
What
we
is
need to hang out.
what is the difference?
Okay, pause.
What is the difference between-
Pause. Wait, listen to what Trevor just said.
If you would have said, I miss you, I'm like, hey, yo, fam, I miss you too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yo, what my boy been doing all day, bro?
What is the difference between I miss you and yo, I haven't seen you in a minute, we should hang out sometime?
But that's like what
That's
kind of
culture
friendship
you
is
grew up in.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's your turn. That's right. That's a culture.
Yo, you from New York? Yo, I haven't seen you in New
Yo,
York, fam.
son. To me, the only thing that's missing, I'll raise a little bit higher down
Thank
there.
you. Because this level from my
From down to angle, so you guys can see the level, see it out here, right?
Thank you.
What's missing?
A little high.
A little bit higher.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
I ain't that low, bro. Come on, bro.
On the screen.
Yo, in the retrospect of it, is like the only thing is missing between a friendship and a relationship is sexual content. The same, I'm gonna keep it real. I am my brother's keeper.
Yes.
Dennis, Trevor, and Donovan knows no matter what. I may not be. I'm gonna say this. At this point in my life, I may not be financially stable, so I can financially help my people the way I need to help. But in any way possible, my unit needs me. I am there. Rockers, you know that for a fact.
I know that for a fact. But my thing is to say, like, listen.
But here's one thing.
The thing is, there's a difference. The only thing that I'm stating is that there's a difference between the way that hold on. There is a difference between the way that I have love for you and the way that she does. Granted, it's both love. It is love.
Yes.
100% undeniable.
Yes.
But there is a clear difference between her love for you and mine.
But I think that the
Feel
point
me?
that you're trying to make is that the emotions are different. But I disagree.
That
Like
is
they,
exactly
like
the
it's
point.
the same. It's the same emotion. It's just in different ways. Because she might be like, "Oh, this is the love of my life. You know, I miss you. Like, babe, you know, come hug me up. XYZ." But with a friend, you have friends that can get jealous over other friendships. And by the way, I am that person. This is mine. That's my best friend.
See, but you just explained it in two different ways. You said basically, "Oh, babe, I miss you. Come hug me up," and then you said the friend that gets jealous over the friend. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna tell him that. That shit
But what I'm
said.
saying
You
is
feel me?
that the emotion is still there. It just comes out in different ways.
But that makes it two different.
No, there's like an example.
You could have two quarters with two different states on the back. They're both quarters, but they're two different quarters.
All right, so wait, there's Dennis, I'm gonna say something.
Yes, you can have a Connecticut quarter and you can have a Florida quarter.
Dennis, I want to say something. Look,
The Connecticut quarter. The Connecticut quarter. Hold on. The Connecticut quarter has the tree on the back of it.
No,
It has the tree,
quarter
guys.
has
It
the
has a
orange
tree.
tree on the back of it.
Yeah.
They're both quarters.
Yeah.
They're both worth the same amount of things.
Yes.
But they are two different printed quarters. Same thing, same metal, same value. Two different kinds of quarters.
Dennis, the only thing that's different between the quarters is what's printed on top of it.
Exactly.
No, so it's just like marriage and your friendship. There's one.
It's two different things.
No, it's the same. It's a quarter. It's 25 cents.
It's a relationship.
Let's go back on your dance right now.
Love is
Hold on.
Let me
Alright,
ask.
guys, we're getting so off topic. Thank you
I
to
should've
the
never drank this
winemakers
glass.
because this is you guys did this. So back to the topic so that we can wrap up real quick. Don,
Yes.
what's your perspective? Can men and women be friends?
My perspective, okay, I'm going into depth on this. My perspective is that it is healthy for men and women to be friends.
Yes.
Because you always, in life, you need a balance.
Yes.
Male, female energy
And you can always learn from
Well
the other
said.
gender.
Yeah.
is needed in life. Here's an example. My wife, she knows the friends that I have that are women at my workplace. You want to know why? Because when she is not able to hold me down
Mhm.
as a wife in the workplace, she knows that those women are going to have my back as a friend.
Yeah.
So she values that friendship. She's like, hey, that person's your friend? That's great. Did you talk to that person? Are you guys communicating? Talk to them because that's a friend that you have for a reason, for a purpose.
Yes.
So, Dennis, do you believe that women and men can be friends?
Yes, completely.
Okay, do you want to elaborate or no?
I completely believe that men and women can be friends
That's so
110%.
Okay.
But like I said before, there's a difference between a friend and a lover.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. CN, very quickly to wrap up. Do you believe that women and men can be friends?
Yes, I fully agree. Men and women can be friends. I think it's actually needed because sometimes as men, we need people or people in general to bounce information off. And as a man, sometimes if you're trying to understand a woman, you can't understand a woman talking to another man. You can only understand a woman talking to another woman. So there's different reasons why a woman can be very important in a man's life in different retrospect. You feel me? So I fully agree that a man and a woman can be friends, and they do need to be friends.
Perfect.
This is true.
Shenielle, I think you've already given your opinion on this. I've already given my opinion on this. I feel like it takes maturity.
Yes.
End of story.
Definitely.
Trevor, what do you think?
I agree. Men and women should be friends, but also one little thing that Sienna was bringing up about I'm my brother's keeper. The main problem in the world right now is that we are not our sister's keeper.
That's right.
Yes.
And we would not
Cheers!
have, we would not have
Oh my
this,
God.
we would not
Gotta
have
hold down for ladies.
we would not have
we can
this
fight
confusion. Listen, we would not have this confusion if only we were our sister's keepers.
Keepers. Yeah.
So we should treat our lady friends the same way as we treat our male friends. So hey, that's my homie. Yeah, that's my homie too.
Yeah.
Value.
Yeah, and
Value
Trevor,
the
I'm
person.
happy you said that because I'm gonna give you an example. Janelle was heading here to do the recording, and Shenielle can tell you from before Janelle left Miami, what was I asking her? Did you call Janelle to see if she left yet? Then when Janelle left, can you call her to see where she's at on the highway? Can you call her to know how close she is so I know if I need to run home to get home? She's coming in. I make sure, hey, is her room going to be ready for her to be here? Like if we're not
That's love.
No, but I want to say because
and that's my friend.
yeah, because what Trevor is saying, if it's not about just being your brother's keeper, we got to be each other's keeper. If we're in this world together. Now we're not divided. If we're not trying to keep each other, how are we expecting us to move forward? How are we going to expect if we don't start implementing some of these things, how the next generation is going to be able to exuberate with what we're trying to accomplish? So I want to say this. Other than if we can be friends, I think we need to have the conversation that we need to be friends.
Thank you guys for the discussion. And for those of you who don't know, Cien is obviously married to Shenielle. Don is also a married man.
Yes.
Trevor is in a relationship.
Shout out Tati. Yo, what up?
Tati!
What
Janice! You out there?
And Dennis and I are single people. So these are perspectives from every area that you can get it in society right now. men and women can be friends. It takes a level of maturity and it takes value for the other person and the other gender.
Yes.
Men One Pop Podcast, shout out once again. Look them up, listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Their link is going to be below.
I hope you guys enjoyed our discussion and learned something from it. Come back next week for another video, either Wednesday or Thursday. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and that's my best friend Shenielle.
And that's my best friend Janelle.
And this is the One Pop Podcast.
One Pop.
Your best friend, that's my best friend, that's my best friend, that's my best friend, that's you better.
Shout out to the wine, bro.
Shout out to the
Yeah, shout out to the wine.
This make this conversation end.
Lord,
I feel like we fully did a bad thing by giving y'all wine.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's fine. That's good. That's good.
That's alright, that was a close one.
There's no Sierra.
Oh my
We
God.
can't